ago, some new neighbors were moving in next door, and I knew something unusual was going on when I found myself standing at our dining room window, longing to smell the aroma of their packing boxes. The smell of new cardboard and diesel fuel instilled in me the heightened desire for yet another negative. Here it is in a Christian women's magazine, and it was so negative. And I thought, I don't feel that way at all. I really, Abraham, leave and go to a place that I will show you. We are all on a journey, much like Abraham, that if we're obedient to God and we follow his ways and we think about it, and we are blessed and the others around us are blessed. So and every one of us go through changes from conception to death every single second. He moves you almost like chess pieces where he can use you. Some people don't move. Some people stay in the same place all the time. But God will bring other people into that. From Adam and Eve to Jesus. And of course Jesus was the greatest mover and shaker of all times. But if you think about it, when you go through the Bible, there are 700 references to go. God was always telling you, teach a Sunday school class, have a Bible study. All of the things that he, in your heart, you know that God's talking to you. And you just kind of put it on the back burner and say, not now. I've got better plans. I have things that I want to do. But we have to remember that God's purposes are going to get fulfilled, whether we do it and obey him or not. He's going to find somebody else to do that type thing. And the ones that obeyed were blessed. The ones that didn't had problems. Think Jonah. And as Christians, we need to have a positive approach based on biblical teaching to these life-changing events. In this journey here on earth, we're either moving toward God or away from him. And most of these changes are irreversible. If you have a baby and you're blessed by this baby, but this baby has colic, you can't very well put that baby back, can you? That's kind of an irreversible change. Or if you have a health problem, a very, very serious illness, God can answer our prayers and he can heal you, but he's also used that to mold you and make you into a different person. You've become a different person because in all that we do. This even applies to moving and change. I used to think the U.S. Army was sending us on all of our moves, or that we were making the decisions, but in retrospect, as well as Christian maturity, I realized that the Lord has placed us in each location and brought us to the churches, friends, neighbors, and mentors with whom he wanted us to associate. With each move, we grew in our walk with Christ. What a powerful thought to realize that even the moves we didn't really want actually caused a huge growth in our Christian walk. Disappointments can become God's appointments. Interruptions become invitations. Or if you've lost a loved one, that's an irreversible change. You hope that they're a Christian. You hope that you're going to see them again in heaven. But you're not going to see them here on earth anymore. That's an irreversible change. Now, some things are reversible. Like the time Dale and I were getting ready to go on a mission trip to Czech Republic. And my hairdresser talked me into being a redhead. God didn't make me a redhead, and I shouldn't have been a redhead. So she said, don't worry, after 2 weeks, each time you wash it, a little more is going to come out. After 6 months, I did reverse that change, and I became a blonde again. And so just a few things are reversible, but most of these changes in our life. And I happen to have the personality that makes each new day a celebration. So you can imagine how excited I get about the prospects of new friends, new sights, and new opportunities associated with the move. As I've said before, your attitude transfers to your spouse and children. Granted, it will be sad to leave friends, family, and favorite places, but do not become like Lot's wife and continually look back to what you've left. This retrospective attitude will only make you and your family miserable. Just as Lot's wife turned to salt, a preservative which prevents growth, all spiritual and physical growth stops if we continue to look back. Not only are the memories preserved, they become our present and prevent us from growing and being used in the plan that God intends. Many of us miss the joy of the present by regretting the past or fearing the future. And at the end of each chapter, to put in perspective your situation, what you're thinking about doing, what changes have taken place. And so whether you use this as an individual reading and study for a change or a move that you're anticipating or that friends are going through, You can also use it in, small groups. You can use it even if you're not studying.